How am I supposed to choose which journal to use for 2021? I am at a complete loss. I don't know what to do, and I have been stuck for the last 2 months. But I must make a decision today. Let's do it together. Hey nerds, this is Pam coming to you from Stationary Nerd. Okay, so here we are in my pile of leather notebooks and journal covers and traveler's notebooks. And I need to make a decision today about what I'm going to do for my planner or for my bullet journal for the coming year. It is currently January 1st, 2021, and I still do not know what I'm doing. And it's time for me to make a decision. Right now, I'm using this A6 Stalogy. And I've made the decision that I don't want to be in this any longer and that it needs to go back on the shelf for another day. So I'm pretty sure that I want to be in a B6 Slim, which is the two journals that I came out of in 2020. And you can see the video that I just did yesterday showing you what I did for the past year. So I have two notebooks and I have to decide, am I in a Midori MD or am I in another Stalogy? So that's a decision I need to make. And then once I decide which one, although I am also thinking about being at a B6. Okay, so, oh my word. So it's either a B6 or a B6 Slim. And then once I decide, it's either a Midori MD in B6 Slim or a Stalogy. And that could either be a B6 or a B6 Slim because I can cut down my current B6. So I'm just going to go through. So what I did was I scoured my house, every nook and cranny, and I pulled out every leather notebook that I have. As you know, I kind of have a thing for leather, and I guess I didn't really realize I had this many notebooks. So it's a little bit embarrassing, but we're just going to go through it one by one. So first of all, we need to see what I have and then narrow it down. Now, we're going to put aside the ones that I know we're not going to use. So this A6 Stalogy in a leather cover that I picked up on AliExpress is going on a shelf. This is the Gobi design that I have just started using. It is currently working as my purse journal with basically grocery list. So I am going to keep this one and I'm going to leave it in rotation. And yes, I promised you that we're going to do a full review of this and we're going to do that. So, but right now I need to figure out my new year setup. So we're going to set this aside. We're going to keep this in the plan. So I have a couple other A6. So this is a Galen leather cover. Works great for a hardcover journal. I'm not using it. I pulled it out because I was pulling all the leather, and we're not using this year, so we're going to set this aside. This is another leather cover. I want to say that I picked this up on Amazon or maybe AliExpress. Super soft, thin, high quality, luxurious leather. Would work great for a Stalogy or a hardcover A6. See if everything that I'm showing you, if there is a link, I will share it with you in the description below. We're not using this size. It's going off to the side. Okay. So let's go down here. This is an X17. And this, it was in a drawer and I've already pulled the elastics out months ago, but this is an A5 X17. I think it's from Germany. I kind of love this, and I was in this for a year or maybe 2 years. Anyway, awesome leather, beautiful cover. I love it, but I'm not using this size, so I'm setting it aside. In fact, I need to just move these things off. I'm just going to put them on the floor. Moving them off of the counter. All right, so I have another Galen leather, which this was my first Galen. And I'm just going to pull from the bottom of this pile over here because I have another Galen leather. So yes, I do have 3. This is the Crazy Horse. Bought this secondhand. It's beautiful, but these are both A5. Not going to use A5, at least not right now. All right, pulling. I feel like I'm pulling from the bottom of the pile. This is my journaling journal, and we showed this to you in the last video, and I am going to continue to use this. So this is going in the pile with the purse journal. This is the B6 Stalogy, or no, B6 Midori MD in a blue leather cover. So these, and then this is a this cover I got on AliExpress. This cover I made. So these two are possibilities. I don't feel like this must not be in here. These two journal covers are possibilities if I decide to go with the B6 Slim size for this year. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this one. This is a random traveler's notebook that I don't really know what the size is. I don't know if it's even a possibility for B6 Slim. Just taking all of these out. So if I use this, I would actually remove all of these elastics, except there's no pockets, so I couldn't make it into a folio. So this is totally off the table. Can't use this. And by the way, let me just double check. It wouldn't fit anyway. Okay, so it's a nice piece of leather. I wonder if I'm ever going to do anything with it. Kind of didn't even remember owning it, but okay. On the floor. So I have a couple other A5s over here. So we're making progress, right? By the way, if there's any of these that you want to see more of, just leave me a comment in the description below and we'll talk about what options are available for these covers, and I can do a little bit closer review. Okay, so you see these all the time on Amazon or all the various websites. They're everywhere. They're a dime a dozen. Totally made overseas. The leather is not great quality. In fact, this is really bad quality. I don't even know if it... Yeah, I guess it does smell like leather. I'm like, I don't even know if it's real leather. But that is not where I want to go. Now, I did actually take one of these that had pretty good leather. And, ooh, those are some black dots. Holy moly, that's way too distracting. Anyway, I did actually take one of these notebooks and I tore it apart. And there's a video, a few videos back where I took one of these apart, and that's what I made this out of. So if you've got a nice notebook that you purchased and then it turns out that you don't want it, it's always possible to break it down and re-sew it into something different. Okay, so those are off the table. This one is one that I keep coming back to. This is Patricia Nash. She is a fashion designer, and I love her purses and bags. And came across her notebooks. The leather's nice, but I have never found a use for it. It really just needs to be like a journaling journal kind of thing. I love the cover, but again, not the size that I'm looking for this year, so off the table in this discussion. I also have 2 of her planners, which have rings in them. I feel like I just need to sell them because not really probably ever going to use those. So then there's this. I don't even know what size this is. So this is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. That is smaller than, so this is, yeah, this is smaller. Actually, it's pretty close, but it is a little bit smaller than B6. But I pulled this out because this is a removable book, and then this cover is by Rustic Town. Again, not great quality leather, but I kind of like the writing on it. But anyway, I pulled it just because I was pulling all leather, and so this got in the pile. All right, let's talk about this one right here. This was an idea. I just bought this on Amazon. I kind of feel like I need to send it back because I'm not really sure it's going to work for anything. I was really thinking that this would be a B6 Slim, and I guess it probably could actually be a it could work for this if I cut it down a little bit, but it just doesn't fit. And it's synthetic, so it's not really even real leather. So yeah, off the table. Okay, so let's look at, oh, let me just pull this one. Pull these 2 right here. Hide and Drink. If you have not seen Hide and Drink materials on Amazon, definitely check them out. They have a lot of really cute things. They are made in Guatemala. This leather is so soft. Oh my word. What I really want is like a leather jacket made out of this. But this is, I think this is moleskin size, which I think that's what this is. So this cover would be great for a moleskin type book, and I technically could cut this down and re-sew it to be the right size if I wanted to use this leather, which, oh my word, look at the scarring on that. I love this leather. This might be a possibility for another day. Anyway, Hide and Drink, definitely worth checking out on Amazon. I've got several of their things, like a little change purse that looks like a mouse. They've got a couple of good pencil cases, and I think I have another journal cover this in a different size. I wonder where that is. Okay, so off the table on that one. Okay, so you'll see here that I have several traveler's notebooks. Where to go next? All right, so let's just look at this one and get this one off the table. I love this one, and I love the idea of this as a possibility if I were to trim this, but because there's a zipper and a couple other things, I'm just going to leave it intact. This is actually a wallet insert from Gallon Leather. Gallon? I don't even know what's the right way. I always say Gallon. I haven't used it. Like, I bought it because I had an intention to use it, and then I've never used it for anything. So I keep coming back to this, wondering what I'm ever going to use it for. But anyway, this is not a possibility for this situation. Okay, so this, I have been kind of saving this, sorry. This is actually what my original 2021 plan was. This is a leather cover by, I don't know who, and there's no marking, so I don't know. I think I got it on either Amazon or Etsy, I don't remember, but it is B6. However, it's not really B6, a true B6 size. You can see that there's a very large gap there, and I think that that would bug me over time. I do love the snap on it, and I love that the leather for this snap is different. This would be great, and I love that it's got great pull-up. I kind of love this leather, and I love this notebook, but if I use it, it's going to have to be altered. Like, I would literally cut, I don't know, a ½ an inch off of the top and re-sew the top if this is what I decided. This is where I was going. This was really my almost 100% decision until I decided to not. Okay, so let's pull the notebook out of this. This is a Stalogy. See, it's so beautiful. Okay, we're gonna just set this aside and come back to it. I already know these two, so I'm going to set those aside. This is another one that I've gotten from Amazon. No, I think I actually got this on Etsy. And I had them do a custom imprint on that, which I designed that and asked them to put that on a couple of years ago, and I've never used it. I think the leather is a little too stiff for my liking, and again, I think that this is designed for moleskine size, but we're going to try it with B6 and see what happens. It's a little bit snug. If I use this, I will have to cut it down. As you can tell, I don't have a problem cutting stuff. Cutting leather that I'm going to use and re-sewing it, I'm okay with that. However, I'm not in love enough with this leather to put the effort in. It is beautiful leather. It's just really stiff. It needs to be worked out. Like, I need to roll it. Like, look at how gorgeous it would be if I just rolled it. Yeah, it's a little too stiff for me right now. And I don't want to get into this if I'm not 100% sure, okay? So, I don't hate this. You might see it again in another video for another thing. But for now, I am going to set it aside and not use it. Put this back in. This is just a regular lined journal. Okay, I think we're making progress here. So, let me talk to you about traveler's notebooks. So, for the longest time, I was a traveler notebook kind of gal. I don't know if you can see all of those in there or not, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that are true traveler's notebooks, and then this is a folio. And this one is a leather quill, and I did some stenciling on it with some permanent dye, and it actually has faded significantly. You can probably not even see that I did some dyeing on there, but I love the scarring and the coloration on there. This is my devotions and prayer journal. So I do not plan to do anything with this. Plus there's no pockets in here, so that's not going to do me any good as a folio. Okay, setting that aside. So here's the deal. Let me pull, hold on, let me get this. I have one more leather TN that I have. It's actually not even a TN. This is a folio. So this is a Stalogy that started life as an A5, and I cut it down to standard size, traveler's notebook size. Now, what's interesting to me is that traveler's notebook size and B6 Slim are very close to each other. And that opens up a whole world of possibilities, because I could take one of these traveler notebooks, lop off the top, re-sew it, and now I've got all of these additional journals that are possibilities to become the folio for a B6 Slim. But then this. Like, do I like this size? I feel like this might be, oh man. See, I don't know what to do, you guys. Okay, so this is my professional development journal. I use this to journal about work stuff and take notes during classes or seminars. So that's what this is. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, putting this back together. I'm not doing this very well. What? Come on, Pam. You can do this. Okay. There we go. I see it. I feel it going in, and it's gonna work. Yes. All right, and I do have a blotter paper. So anyway, so the idea is a TN would work great, because see how wide a Stalogy is, and it would work great in the fatter notebook with a little bit more room to play. But then there's this, like, no, see, I don't know what to do. Okay. I think I'm going B6 Slim, you guys. This feels right. This size feels more right than this size. Now, the question is, do I go with a Midori MD or do I go with the Stalogy? If I go with the Midori MD, I feel like I could go back into this journal cover. I know I completely just sidetracked myself on this entire thing. Like, I was going to talk to you about these. Can't remember what I was talking about. All right, I'm just going to stick all of this stuff aside because this journal is done. Whoops. Okay, so if I go with the Midori MD, I would most likely go with this journal cover. Okay. Oh, Oh. Well, that feels nice. Dang, okay. Okay. You guys, oh my word. Okay. 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 How many times can I say okay? I feel like I've just almost made my decision here. But we're just going to continue on and figure this out, okay? I think I'm done with this. I think I'm done with this journal cover. Okay. Okay, so let's, oh my word, you guys. Okay, so let's talk about if I decide, see, I feel like this does not feel right to me. So I think that for sure, 100% sure, I am going to B6 Slim. We'll figure this out, okay? We'll figure out what to do with this journal cover another day. I love it and I want to use it for something and I will figure it out. We'll talk about it in another video. It's going on the floor. Okay. So now we need to decide Midori MD or Stalogy cut down to B6 Slim. And if I go with the Stalogy, what am I going to put it in? Okay, because it doesn't really fit in here, which is the whole reason why I'm having this crisis, because this does not fit. This does not fit in this cover because this cover is too narrow for the width of this spine, especially once I start fattening it up. So we're going to look at the possibilities. The great thing about having all of these traveler's notebooks in standard size is I'm not married to any of them, and I could cut them down and be perfectly happy having one less standard size journal, okay? So let's look at that. Let's look at the insides of each of these. And I have not done this before the video, so we are looking at it new. This is a blue cover that I had Explore put on. I want to say that I ordered this on AliExpress as a custom. The intent was that this was my travel journal. It looks like I've got plenty of journaling going on here. And in order to cut it down, how much do we need to cut down? Let's figure that out, okay? So we would need to cut down approximately 1 1/4 inches. 1 1/4 inches. Okay. So in order to cut this down 1 1/4 inches, it would cut into here because I don't want to cut down here because this is plastic. And then what's on this side? 1 1/4 inches from here would make these shorter. Okay, moving on. With this also, I could totally get rid of that pen loop. I don't even like pen loops on traveler's notebooks like that. Okay, so let's look at the next one. This won't work because this would not be a folio. However, what if I cut down 1 1/2 inches? 1 1/4 inches would be right to the top of this secretarial pocket. So this could actually become the top of the notebook, so I could sew and it would have a folio pocket, but it would just be short at the top. I think it would still work. I mean, it could still work, right? Let's look. It would need to be cut. Whoa, maybe it's not 1 1/4. Maybe it's actually just under an inch, like 3/4 of an inch, because I would want it to have a little bit of space there. So it wouldn't really work because I would have to cut it here. I don't know, maybe it could work. And then the only thing I would have to do is cut this side to match. This is a possibility. How do I feel about this leather? Kind of like it. I like the color. It's dark. It's dark brown. I did take the pen loop off. I like that there's double layer of pockets here. All right, let's look at this one. This, I think, is actually the same as this. And this is where I had my, this was my travel journal. And there is a video on this. I'll link that up in the card. I don't think I like this leather. I don't like this leather as much as I like that leather. So this one's off. I'm not sure about this secretarial pocket. This one's off the table. I really love this notebook. I'm not sure I wanted to break into that. Okay, so this one is totally different. This is by Levent. This is the notebook that came with it, and this is how it goes. It's actually quite interesting. It's a spiral notebook that has this leather folio, but the folio is the same size as a traveler's notebook, or the spiral notebook is. I've never used it actually. I like the idea of it, but I've never used it. So let's take this back out. I don't know why I put it in the first place. Oops, I just broke this. I feel like it just came off. Yeah, it did. I can totally go back on. Okay. So I think this would be the easiest option to cut down, right? Because there's nothing here that's complicated. I would just slice off the top and re-sew it. I do like that there is a snap closure. Oh, I like that there's a pocket on the back. Oh, that's got nice pull up too. Nice, good quality leather. I know that they make this in a couple of different sizes on Amazon. I'll link those below. I think there's an 8.5 by 11. Or no, A5 size, I think. Okay, so if I go, I think that this one's off the table. I like this one. Okay, I think that if I go with B6 Slim and I cut down a cover, I'm gonna go with this cover. What do you think? Oh, maybe I should not make a decision until you guys tell me what to do. Right? Let me just try this B6 Slim in this notebook and see what happens. Okay, B6 Slim is my size, you guys. That's the decision, okay? Now I need to decide which one to do. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. I could totally cut that down. How much would I need to cut down? About, let me just see if I can find. So this is about an 1.25 inches. All right, I can't decide. Okay. What do I do? Tell me what to do, you guys. My intent was actually to make a decision right here on camera and figure it out. And then set up 2021. But I can't decide. So it's all on you. Tell me what to do. 2 things, okay? So number 1, tell me if I should choose Midori MD or Stalogy cut down to B6 Slim. And yes, I'll cut it down on camera if you like, or I'll just do that anyway. So Stalogy or Midori MD. Oh, it's shorter. I didn't realize it was shorter. Oh, I know why, because this is Japanese B6 Slim and this is American or the International Standard B6, and Japanese is smaller. Okay, which notebook? Number 1, and then which cover, brown or blue? And then whatever you guys decide, I will do it tomorrow. Can't wait to find out what you guys do. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.